Hey guys, what's up? This is Shukesh, and today in this video I'm gonna compare the cameras of Oppo F7 on my right hand and Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus on my left. Well, Oppo F7 is a camera-centric phone. In terms of processing power, you can buy a more powerful device at less price. So since camera is the main reason of getting Oppo F7, I want to compare the camera quality with Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, which is by far the best Android device right now, and F7 features a single 16 megapixel camera with f1.8 aperture, whereas you are getting dual cameras at the back of S9 Plus for 2x optical zoom, and the primary 12 megapixel camera boasts of variable aperture from f1.5 to f2.4. Now the front camera, which is the standout feature of Oppo F7, captures 25 megapixel images with maximum aperture of f2.0, and on Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus you are getting an 8 megapixel front camera with f1.7. So the aperture is much bigger on S9 Plus. So I'm really curious to see whether this new Oppo F7 can beat S9 Plus, at least on the front camera. So let's have a quick look at the front camera samples first. S9 Plus's camera samples are on the left, and on the right you have Oppo F7 samples. Now on Oppo there is something called AI Beauty Selfie using AI Beauty and Sensor HDR tech. So as you can see guys, the image on the right is overprocessed, the skin is really smooth and eyes are also popped up slightly bigger. I think Oppo's improved facial optimization technology, tapping on 296 positioning points, makes your selfies look photoshopped, and it looks really cool. But I think men will not like this kind of retouching, but for ladies this will be the most popular, most used feature of Oppo F7 for sure. Now to make this test fair, I have also enabled the basic beauty mode on S9 Plus, and as you can see, the images captured by S9 Plus are more natural with natural textured skin tone, and in S9 Plus there are different other modes to make the skin much smoother. Overall, S9 Plus captures excellent quality selfies with great details and sharpness, but it's no denying fact that selfies captured by Oppo F7 looks more pleasing, more enhanced and with great color without sacrificing the sharpness or details. This AI mode can also remember your selfie editing preferences over time and identify and enhance 16 different scenes. In this mode, contrast between sexes will stand out even more, where the men will look more masculine and ladies will exude greater femininity. You can see the samples yourself, so you decide which one looks better. Now I have disabled AI Beauty on F7 and Beauty mode on S9 Plus. As you can see, samples from F7 are slightly more saturated with better light, so looks like there is still processing going on in the background, whereas S9 Plus's samples are more natural and also I think slightly more detailed. Dynamic range is also excellent on Samsung device, whereas F7 without AI Beauty Selfie are not bad at all, but I prefer the selfies with AI Beauty on. Now both S9 Plus and F7 can capture selfies with background blur. You can see the sample yourself. Both looks amazing, but I feel S9 Plus's samples look more pleasing since the whole portrait is in focus with background blur, whereas on F7 you can see that the rear end of the head, that is the ears and the hair, are slightly blurred because of the shallow depth of field, but I really don't mind. Both cameras capture stunning selfies with background blur or bokeh, so overall I can say that if selfies are your first preference in a smartphone, you can buy Oppo F7 and save a lot of money. Let me now compare the rear camera samples, and as you can see, images captured by F7 are really crisp, detailed with high contrast level, whereas S9 Plus's camera is of course one of the best with great details in shadows, and the red level is also more accurate. You can see yourself in terms of details or sharpness. Both F7 and S9 Plus capture excellent quality images I'm somewhat surprised with the quality of F7. It's truly a camera-centric phone, but again in shadows, Oppo F7's camera struggles a little bit. Here in the sample, it's visible clearly that the dynamic range is not good on Oppo. HDR is set to auto in both Oppo and Samsung, and you can see that in dark areas the details are not clear. Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is more flat, but the sharpness is actually slightly better on F7. I think this might be because of the higher contrast level or over sharpening, so the details are more visible on Oppo F7 sample, but overall the image quality is somewhat better on Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. It looks kind of faded though, so it's up to you which one you prefer. There you have another sample, and once again details are more prominent on Oppo, so kudos to Oppo for such an amazing camera phone at this price point. If you are looking for a phone primarily for camera, then this might be a great choice for you. Now here are some indoor samples, and in low lighting condition also Oppo captures excellent quality images, but once again Samsung outshines Oppo in some cases, like in sharpness and in noise handling, and once again in shadowed area the details are not clear at all. So of course S9 Plus packs a better camera at the back with more natural color recording and noise handling. There I have few more samples, you can check yourself. It's really great to see a lower mid-range phone competing with a flagship. In some cases with proper lighting, the images captured by these two phones are indistinguishable, so if you want a phone for the camera only, then Oppo F7 might be a great choice for you. Other than this camera department, there is nothing special on this phone. Of course it's not as good as S9 Plus, but considering the price point, I really appreciate this effort by Oppo. So in short, F7 feature flagship category cameras without the processing power and hardware of a flagship. So if you are a person who doesn't want a super powerful phone with premium hardware except for the camera, Oppo F7 with 22,000 rupees price tag is a one-of-a-kind device. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If so, then please consider subscribing. Check the description for more interesting videos on Oppo F7. This is Shukesh signing off. Have a nice day guys.